Welcome to Investors Insights, where today's topic is a world of changes. Guys, last week the volatility continued as higher interest rates continue to be the story. To that point, Ashley, you made some really good points this morning that I think our viewers would love to hear.
Yeah. What was interesting about the rising interest rate environment, we were talking about that this morning, part of the reason you probably had a little bit more volatility in it is that you had both a set of investors and a set of professional money people, advisors and pension fund and whatnot, that had never lived through or haven't lived through an interest rate increase. I mean, the reason we were talking about that this morning, you've had a modest expansion for 9 years now, going into 10. So you've got a generation out there that has never managed through any interest rate increases of any kind. Highly unusual. So probably one of the reasons you saw more volatility is just not used to it.
Never seen it before. Yeah.
No.
You had a decade of zero interest rate environment.
Exactly. And 10 years is long enough for a new generation to come in and deal with that, do well, and never having seen it. Yeah. So the reaction of that, you could tell probably added a little bit of a steroid shot to the volatility.
It's the uncertainty.
Yeah, it is.
It's the uncertainty that surrounds high rates. And then, Trey, big news overseas. It's been a couple weeks since we've talked about China. Talk about China. It's big news.
Yeah, so some interesting news came out over the weekend that the Chinese Communist Party is doing away with the 2-term limit on presidents, which is interesting. Now, I'm probably going to misstate this. Xi Jinping, the current president, was coming up on his term limit. So he's effectively becoming the permanent president, which we all know that usually works out well. But that is coming at a time where the Chinese Communist Party is consolidating their power, when the U.S., our administration, is actually going at China with talking about trying to get steel tariffs, aluminum tariffs. They're kind of starting a little trade war. So while China is consolidating power, we're kind of challenging that power. So it's going to be an interesting give and take that really could have a lot of impact on our economy.
Absolutely. And then big week ahead, obviously, with NAFTA talks. This is the 7th round of NAFTA talks. So we haven't really seen any progress. We want to see a little bit of progress going forward because it's so important for especially trade and manufacturing in our country. And then also retail corporate earnings are coming out. So we'll see how the consumer's doing as those come out. So big week ahead. As always, we love to hear from you. Please email us, call us. We love to talk to you, and have a great week. Thanks.